What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the Tuesday Track Talk podcast, episode number 107, part 2, coming off of our previous episode with Brandon Reichenberger talking about his Midwest Truck Series championship and kind of what the 2025 race season all entailed. So if you have not seen that, highly recommend go take a look as you watch or listen. If you're looking to get in contact with him, his social media handles are all in the descriptions. So before we get into it, I am your Jackman Cal.
I'm your tire changer Cam.
And I'm your gas man Cam.
And as we kind of look at the previous weekend of racing, we had one of us down in Charlotte for the World Finals. So we're going to talk a little Charlotte. We're going to talk a little ASA Stars National Tour at Nashville, touch on some news, crown a Wheelman of the Week, and look ahead to what's on the schedule. So that's the docket for today. But once we get started here, how we doing, fellas?
I'm good. I got home, I don't know, an hour and a half ago, something like that. I got my bag about 90% unpacked already, and just got to figure out where I'm going to put all the stuff.
Nice. Sweet.
So, not ready to go to work tomorrow, but we'll tackle that when we get to that point.
Correct. So, Cam?
Yeah. We had some antics going on this weekend. Kellen, tire changer's roommate, and I made a venture down to Madison for the Badger game, and checked a bucket list item off there. Got to storm the field at Camp Randall. So,
Yep. Dude, it was the chaos of just like running around, just like looking for players, just like running around. It was like I was following him and Chase was behind me, and it was like you're just like in and out of traffic. You're not running, but you're not walking. You're kind of like two-stepping it a little bit. And I was just following him around and like had his coat, and Chase kind of had my hood a little bit, and we were just like connected to each other.
Little train going through.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, yeah, it was, I don't know. Goes to show how far the program's fallen. 2-6, and we get a win, and we get our third win over the number 23 ranked team in the country, and we storm the field. But I don't know. Needless to say, like the coach said, that was good for the soul. And for kind of the shitty weather we had and the place not being sold out, I would say it was a pretty electric environment. So
Yeah,
all around that Saturday was a fun day, good for the soul, for the boys to be pop around Madison, see a win, and just have a good time. So
yeah, for sure.
One curiosity question here for you guys. How the hell did you get off the field? Like, did you just go back up through the stands? Did you go through a tunnel? Like, how'd you get off and get out?
We went out the ramp on the end of the corner by the field house. They opened that gate. So that chute where the ambulance parks right there.
Yep.
That chute was open, so we just walked out that way.
Got it.
In Fickle we trust.
In Fickle we trust, the roommate says.
He's back, yeah.
Yep, apparently. So, man,
yeah, it was fun. Win number 3 on the year. Haven't got to experience one of those since I think August maybe, or if not, like the first week of September. So
yeah,
we've been begging for one, and just so happened the one we got, we were there for it. And I should send you the video too. I was recording like at the last play of the game when they nailed it, and I was recording, and you can see in the corner the student section start storming the field, and in the back of the video you can hear Kellen say, "Are we storming the field?" And then like 5 seconds later goes, "All right, let's go." And then away we went.
Down you went.
So,
yep. Huh.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. But all right. Well, let's go ahead and jump in. We've got a couple races we're going to cover. We're going to start with kind of a little touch on the ASA Stars National Tour. We haven't really talked about them lately. So they had their season finale at the Nashville Fairground Speedway for the All American 400. And we'll go from there. So, I mean, honestly, a pretty good field of cars.
I think easily one of their stronger field of cars.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, they had 33 cars on the list, I believe, with 32 taking time after Garcia had his struggles.
About say 29 started the race.
29 started the race. Yep,
So 30 minus Garcia, or sorry, no, there were 3 did not start. It's Garcia, Grigsby, and Green. So that would have brought it up to 32.
Gotcha. Yeah, honestly, and looking at the wreck in practice from Garcia, it was good to see him just get out of the car.
I mean, that thing broke.
And the short track scene posted the pictures of the wheel and the axle in the weeds. Like when that thing broke, he was wide open, just about going to set the car down into one, and it turned around and that thing hit hard on the driver's side.
Yeah. I saw a comment. I don't remember who it was from, but they were a former engineer that worked on drive lines and everything like that for a NASCAR team. And this individual said, I don't see axles break like that.
Interesting.
So food for thought there. But man, talk about poor timing of that thing going and just goodbye.
You know, it was very eerily similar to the Fenhouse wreck at Madison.
Yeah.
The more you think about it.
Yep. That thing kind of started.
Yep.
What, 3 quarters of the way down? Yep.
He at least kind of had a chance to slow it down a little bit, maybe ish.
But as soon as that thing started kicking and he tried to correct it, it just
up to the fence. Yeah. So, getting into the race, I mean, the action hot and heavy right out of the gate. And poor Levon Vandergeest.
hit one of his first trips down there.
Hauls all the way down there from Merrill up here by us. Hauls all the way down there. Practices Friday, Saturday, whatever the practice days were. Qualifies in, just getting ready to race, and didn't even make it, 30 laps?
Officially 44. Yep.
And just got hooked into the fence. And honestly, that's another scenario. That car could have been a lot worse off.
Correct. Yeah. So, poked the radiator, kind of ended their day where.
Yeah. And again, but like, why did Connor Jones have to make such an aggressive move so early in the race?
I mean, that's a common thing that we see out of him.
Like,
whether it's just aggression or just letting emotions take over, if anything, also.
So why do we got to end somebody's day in a 300 lap race, 44 laps in? I don't know. And the guy probably wonders why there's no national tour or national series rides. It's like track record on the short track scene of things is not great.
No, especially when you look at the Cars Tour.
His Cars Tour history is not great either, at all, actually.
Yeah.
So I was just it's just disappointing. It's frustrating, you know. And is there a little more to it for us being that Levon's a Midwest guy? Yeah, there is. Sure. But in the same sense, why do we have to make such an aggressive move 40 laps into a 300 lap affair?
Right.
Like a
lot of guys are just feeling the car out and trying to turn laps and not get lapped.
Correct. So, yeah, that was kind of the early one. And then, again, it was just kind of a race of attrition.
Yep. Boris Jurkovic just had a handling issue. Casey Klein, who started up front, had an electrical issue. And then, guys just kind of dropping off here and there. And, we kind of get to the next couple of guys with Sauter and Kraus, who both kind of had issues almost at the same time.
Yeah.
Kraus having brakes go out. Sauter had an engine issue after he spun later in the latter half of that race.
Yep. Kyle Steckley was having rear end issues.
Yep.
They kind of had J bar, pan hard bar. They never did come back to it, but those are two things they kind of mentioned. You could see that baby was shifted way over underneath that race car. So he struggles, and I mean, really, at the end, it just came down to that last run at the end of the race there in when Kraus broke there at the end. That was kind of the set up the run for the end. And speak of having issues, I would have liked to have seen what would have happened if that deck lid wouldn't have pushed in on Casey Roderick's car.
Yeah.
That thing made a parachute, but he was coming, and he had 30-lap fresher tires.
Yeah, 100%. And if Butcher didn't have his tire problems, they're towards the end of that race as well.
Yeah, and you had to know Butcher was so dominant all day, and then all of a sudden it was like, I honestly thought he had motor problems, like just dropped like a rock and just got out of the way.
Yep.
Which is very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, I think he said he had a chunk missing out of his right front and wasn't sure how it happened. And yeah, like you said, ultimately kills the day for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, come winding down here, a dominant day, and then I mean, honestly, a dominant season, you could say.
Oh, hands down.
Nothing, at least from today's or Sunday's race, really nothing to show for it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ultimately finishes the race, wins the championship. He is your ASA Stars National Tour champion, but he wanted the guitar. That's what everyone wanted.
100%.
So, no, I mean, ultimately, Sutton had a good car. He ended up winning that race. Sutton had a good car, but again, there was a few guys that were going to give him a challenge. Obviously, Cole Butcher led a whole bunch of laps and was dominant. Roderick was coming until would be curious to know how that happened. Maybe he was missing a couple pins or whatever happened on the pit stop, but Roderick was coming. Kind of a pretty middle of the road day for Majeski, actually.
Yeah, he came on a little bit, was showing that he was going to have something to contend with, and then just wasn't there. You know, that last set of adjustments, whether it wasn't good or the tires weren't good, kind of like what happened with Butcher. It just, after that last pit stop, it just flattened out.
Yeah, he early in the race, you know, he started 11th, I believe, and he found his way up to 3rd, 4th.
Yeah, yep.
He was racing with Nasty there for a little while, and some of them guys, and had a few restarts, and he got shuffled on a restart or two, but then he kind of settled in like 5th at one point, and then he just kind of slowly faded, actually, which is very uncharacteristic of that program.
Yep. I will say still a presence of the Midwest guys there. Obviously Majeski was 6th, Nason was 7th. Summers came from the back of the field, just kind of had a workman's like day, finished 9th. And then Ty Fredrickson, after having his throttle issues at the beginning of the race, guy stayed persistent with it and got the throttle issues fixed, only went the lap down, got their lap back, and were able to waste the way out front.
Yep.
And for him, I mean, talk about, you know, obviously he's got a fast car wherever he shows up, but I mean, at least for him, he's got the throttle issue right away. So it's like, get it fixed, give up your lap, and know you got 300. Something's going to happen. You're going to get it back, and you'll get yourself right back in the mix of it. So, yeah, kudos to that team because, you know, sometimes starting a day like that can cause somebody to blow their lid or, you know, get their mind out of it. But to just have that issue early and to go lap down and just figure it out, and ultimately, solid run for him and most of the Wisconsin boys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the finishing order pulled up?
I do.
Sorry, he's not even a Wisconsin boy. Sorry, Midwest.
Close.
Yeah, close enough. You want to go ahead and run through the finishing order for us?
Yeah, so I'll do the top 10.
Yep.
So Dawson Sutton, another guy again that dominated that race. He ended up leading the last 91 laps of that race. Hometown boy ends up getting the win. Carson Brown was second. Derek Thorne, talk about another workman's day coming from the back. He finished third. Dylan Fetchel just consistently up there, finished fourth. Stephen Assey quietly up there, finished fifth. Majeski, as we talked about, sixth. Nason seventh. Gavin Bichelle, quiet day from his part, finished eighth. Summers ninth, and Fredrickson was 10th in that one.
That is a wrap on the ASA Stars National Tour season.
Yep.
So they've posted their 2026 schedule as well. So if you're looking to see them next year, they've got that event out. They are making the trip up here to Wisconsin for 2 events next year as well. So making the return to both Madison and Slinger.
Yep.
So
Sunday and Tuesday shows.
Yeah. Interesting. But
Interesting.
So they'll be making a swing up by us.
And we're doing it backwards. We're hitting Slinger first and then Madison.
This is opposite of what they did last time. So
dude, you talk about 2 back-to-back races. I mean, Slinger shit just happened so fast that it's not hard to tear shit up there. And then you go to Madison, and Madison is just death by a million cuts going around that track. I mean, that track will just hard as shit on the equipment just going around that place. So
you're literally tough on the equipment on a quarter-sized bull ring.
Yeah.
And then you're tough on equipment on a screaming half mile.
Yeah.
Like
so
that has potential to be a nightmare for a lot of guys.
Oh.
And you talk about having 2 races being completely different tracks and styles and setups, and that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But yeah, they are making the swing up here, which is good to see. It'd be good to have them back up here. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump down to the World Finals, and we're gonna kind of let Cam steer this conversation as he was down there. So, kind of got to watch some on and off. Just being gone Saturday with the Badger game, and kind of having commitments on the weeknights. So we're just gonna let you fire away, and we'll go from there.
All right. So I was down there in the entire week. So I got to go to both the Extreme Outlaw Midgets at Millbridge, then obviously the World Finals at Charlotte. So touching on Millbridge real quick, for anybody that hasn't been there, the best way that I can describe it is that I feel like it's on a property, or the property itself is like one of those type of racetracks that illegally ran races during Prohibition. Like that's just like it's in the middle of nowhere in the woods. No cell phone reception. So this old thing, the only thing it was good for was a camera.
We always got that. The 2 days he went out there, we got that text that says, "See you on the other side." So that gives you a little indication.
Because you're a green guy.
Nope. I was not the only one. Thank you very much.
So,
but no, super cool track. 1/7 of a mile. Definitely not running a late model on there unless you're testing, but that's about it for the dome. Because they have done that before. No, cool little joint. Obviously that was championship weekend for them as well. So Jacob Denny, for the most part, had that championship wrapped up. Just basically didn't need to have a bad first night in order to wrap it up, which he eventually did. But of course, that's everybody wants to win at Millbridge as well. So the gloves were off, to say the least, and we had action. First night, one of the locals, she ended up starting up front and had a good run going. We got about halfway through, and we piled them up into 1 and 2 with all the leaders, and I think we had about 8 cars all piled up into there.
Yikes!
I was gonna say Millbridge has just I've obviously never been there, but seen enough highlights, turned enough laps on the World Outlaws game. It's just got I feel like, for perspective, just a Martinsville feel to it. It's elbows up from the drop of the flag, and there's zero give. It's all take.
100%. As soon as you get the car straight, you got to get it going, turned again in order to hit your next corner. I mean, things happen quick. So when a guy spins or somebody spins, and if you're close quarters with somebody, you're gonna have a lot of cars pile up into there. So, um, obviously did have a couple flippers, but we had mainly spins, if anything. Um, Carter Sarf ends up winning that one, the first night, I should say. We had Nick Hoffman there, Sheldon Honshield was there. God, I'm trying to think of anybody else that was there, but Ty Gibbs was there. He was running the midget car as well. Brett Cruz was there. Yeah, so definitely a good field of cars we had for that one.
How did some of those big names fare? Did they get a piece of humble pie, or can they hold their own?
Hoffman definitely did for sure. And Honshield, honestly. So Hoffman's run the midget there before and run well. Whatever it was, he just like heat races came around, he just struggled in all honesty. Ty Gibbs, the thing with Gibbs, with both the midget and the outlaw, because he ran the wing sprint as well this week, he's very fast in hot laps. He almost wins hot laps a lot, but once he gets into race traffic, ugh.
You can't win the weekend if you don't win hot laps.
He just wants to win everything.
So, yeah, Honshield actually didn't even make the feature the first night. Hoffman got a provisional. Gibbs raced his way in, but he started pretty deep in the field. Hayden Wise, that's who I'm thinking of. She started up front. Yeah, just overall first night, kind of getting comfortable with everything. I can't remember if that was the night. I'm gonna look at my photos here real quick just to confirm.
You had a bad wreck there one of those nights?
The second night in the micro sprints. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the micro sprints ended up in the fence, and those things don't have a lot of anything around it.
Yeah.
So
those little open wheel cars really don't collectively.
no, correct. And where I was sitting particularly as well, it was fairly dusty that night, actually very dusty. So like Kellen, like the first night that me and you went to Cedar Lake.
Yep.
Like worse than that.
Oh man.
So
like Angel Park dusty?
What's that?
Like Angel Park dusty?
Worse.
Oh.
Worse. So I'm gonna share this in the old group chat here, but I'm gonna try and get this pulled up on the on here as well. So I had a pair of blue jeans on with the intention of getting them dirty. I didn't have any in mind getting them dirty. My blue jeans were about as brown as Carhartt pants.
Yikes.
Leaving that joint.
That's crazy.
So, no, so first night went really well. Jacob Denny ended up finishing 10th, which then clinched him the championship. So as we go into Saturday, obviously it's just you're racing for a trophy, essentially, is what it was. Again, same scenario. Jacob Denny started from 6th. Him and Carter Sarf were pretty much the two big guys the entire weekend. Honshield did end up making it. Hoffman ended up using a provisional again. Gibbs actually didn't make. Oh no, that's right. Gibbs had engine problems in his heat, so he didn't even get to go into the feature.
Yep.
No, otherwise, second night, pretty calm. Few spins here and there. But Jacob Denny ends up getting the win on that one. Wraps up his championship season. It was chilly. A little chilly too, but no, overall great night. Great start to what was World Outlaws finals weeks there. So
nice.
And then of course, as we jump to the World Outlaws, Wednesday was just qualifying day. So I just kind of sat in, walked the pits a little bit, see who all showed up. We had 40, I think we had 45 sprint cars. We had 71 late models, and I think 42 modified. So don't do the math, but I think it was like 165 total cars was on the property, at least Wednesday. A couple guys went home.
Yep.
Just knew they didn't have it. Dale Blaney was there, but supposedly they were just testing something. Yeah.
Got it.
Because they still had that shifted over wing.
Dude, that thing is so goofy looking. I mean, there's obviously a reason they're doing it, but it's just when you look at it, just like you just look at it like that's not right.
Yeah. Which in hot laps, he was decent. In the first qualifying session, he must have missed it somehow because it wasn't very fast. But then that second qualifying session for what would have been Friday, he ripped it. He had it figured out.
Damn.
So I think whatever they were trying to do, they figured it out. Whatever they were trying to do. So, obviously, when you got that many cars there, too, there's going to be a lot of heat races and a few less chances, and some guys missing the show. And I think one of the big ones that missed all 3 nights was your Luke Searle champ, Devin Moran.
Yeah, kind of surprising, honestly, just knowing it. Historically, he's pretty good at big tracks when you look at like Eldora. He's usually somebody that he finds his way to the front at Eldora. So that was honestly kind of a surprise that they struggled to the point that they did not make a feature.
Yeah. And then Archie J struggled as well. He had electrical or motor problems the entire weekend as well, so just didn't really get to strut his stuff at all. God, who else struggled? 57. I'm struggling on a name right now.
57. Let me think on that. The other one I was going to say it struggled, and honestly, like he's kind of lucky. Pierce.
Yeah.
Oh boy had to take the championship provisional to get himself into the feature one night. Like, if he would have still been points racing, like, oh boy, might have been in trouble.
God, who the hell am I thinking of?
I mean, couple points to that point, or a couple points those last what you guys just talking about too. I mean, it just talks about the difficulty of these series in general. I mean, Moran's going from the top of the mountain to literally not making a feature. I mean, just goes to show the level of I know just a lot of people, think about, oh, it's a champ, he's got it. Got the fastest car, best equipment, this, that, and the other thing. And he's a champion, but on any given night, the sport can give you a piece of humble pie really quick. So a little bit surprising that, like we said, that Moran struggled so bad. Just knowing what he's coming off of, the championship, and then to your other point too. I mean, Pierce. Wild that he was struggling, but one thing was for certain: the old Woo gang, they were not going to let him go down without being the champion. And let's just say that broadcast made sure that it was known that he was crowned the champion.
So you brought up the point that I was going to get to.
The hell with the last lap, last corner, bumper to bumper, damn near finished, like flopper to flopper, like one car length finish. The hell with that. Let's watch Pierce ride around in 17th or whatever it was to finish the race as the champ.
12th, 32-time champion. And then I'll be honest with
back.
Yeah, half a lap back. And then I don't know if you guys saw it, but they totally got their ass busted covering up the editing job.
Yep.
That was, I mean, that's just a kind of a crock of shit. Whoever tried to cover that up for him. And if you don't know what we're talking about, they edited the actual race footage. Was they were focusing on Bobby Pierce, talking about him being the champion. And then about 45 seconds later, they realized that they called the wrong, they declared Brandon Shepard the winner when actually it's Hudson O'Neal. And about 45 seconds after Pierce crossed the line, then they're like, oh my gosh, Hudson O'Neal won the race. Hudson O'Neal with the last lap won't pass. And then on the, it was a Dirt Track World, Dirt Track Vision, or World Outlaws, somebody put out a video and they cut out that 45 seconds of confusion and mashed
It all together.
that when after they said 32-time champion or whatever, Pierce crossed line, immediately after it edited to, oh my gosh, Hudson O'Neal last corner pass, when in reality that was about a minute later. So somebody is covering for whatever, what's his nuts up in the booth
Ruben
there.
Morales.
But
Yep.
2 points. One, Dalton Wilson. That was the car I was thinking of. Came out with duct tape on the side of the car.
Yeah, for Big Frog. Yep.
And then 2, I listened to the unedited version of it. You could actually hear in the background, I think one of the officials saying O'Neal won it. Ruben's like trying to figure out what to do and like look at stuff, and then finally comes in and says it.
Yeah, you talk about a fumble job. Man, that was bad.
Hell of a pass though, too, right? Like,
yeah, a great finish to the race. And unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, for them, it was unfortunate because it was 2 Lucas Oil guys in Brandon Shepard and Hudson O'Neal. They didn't want that, which whatever. But how do you sales it off in there? How do you pan away from coming off of a turn 4 pass for a win to the stripe?
Yep. Like, it's one, like they're in vicinity of each other. That camera should be.
Yeah, give me a split screen. Like, why do we have to go 1? Give me a split screen. You guys do it all the time.
And you hear it all the time too. Like, I'm going to go NASCAR just because that's an easy one here, right? Given that didn't happen this past year, but in years past, right? So and so wins the race, announce that they won the race, and then as the champ is coming across the line, your 20x champ is
correct,
right, and just
so they fumbled that, but you know who did not struggle this weekend? JD.
Oh man,
JD was there to bust chops, and he decided to win 2 features. Like
he had his issues in that first one. Either that or he got DQ'd for something because he finished last. I'm trying to remember what happened now.
Didn't he have an issue?
Yes, he had an issue.
I thought he had an issue.
Yep, he had an issue and just pulled it off on the first night. And
then he said
they figured it out, whatever it was.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, he put a stamp on the season there. Like, he showed up there without leaving that place without a doubt that the 49 is still good.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And actually, really Hudson O'Neal and Davenport put on a good show on Saturday night too.
Yeah.
One, it was kind of refreshing, especially Saturday night, seeing that race go. I know we're skipping tonight, but seeing that race go flag to flag without any cautions, because Saturday was starting to drag out a little bit between the weather and cautions in the first 2 races. So them to go flag to flag was kind of refreshing, in all honesty. But then them 2 were just putting on a show.
Yep.
JD got out to the lead. Hudson caught up to him with the lap traffic. Got around him. Davenport kind of laid back a little bit. Davenport's super good at managing tires, especially, Eldora. We talked about that earlier this year. And he got his drive going, caught O'Neal again with under 10 to go and got around him and pulled away, or at least enough to not let O'Neal come and catch him again. So.
Right.
He just, the old wily veteran doing his thing, basically.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So.
And then, you get to the sprint car side of things, and Talk about starting the week off with a bang too. Rico goes out and wins that first feature. Crowd went crazy for that one too, I will
Yep.
say. Um, he is undoubtedly the fan favorite when it comes to the
Yeah.
sprint car side of things. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
which Gravel clinched his championship on that night as well. So that was all right. The rest of the week is you're going after the feature on Saturday, getting ready for that.
Yeah, he spun on his own leading one of those features, didn't he?
The Saturday feature.
Yeah, just kind of because they don't show the obviously with racing you got to be very careful where you put a camera, rightfully so. But there was one looking off of the tail tank like behind the car, and it just shows the picture that the car turned around and just kind of smacked it into the wall.
Yeah, he just sailed it in. It just went around. Whether he hit the curb wrong or whatever the case was, he just and I mean all of us were just shocked in the stands. Like he was pulling away from Rico, seemed like or sorry, Colfoyd. Seemed like he had that race pretty much in the bag and just bam, 1 second he's leading the race, the other he's in the wall.
Yep,
So
very uncharacteristic.
which again he won night two
Yep.
of that one. I suppose I gotta do it this way. Give me a hot minute.
Yeah, it
There you
was.
go.
You had some very surprised strugglers and some not so surprising dominators, honestly.
Yeah, Justin Peck had a little bit of struggle as well. He had some more motor problems. Bill Baylog, he rough, rough weekend for
Yep.
him. Unfortunately, that was kind of a last push to maybe get a position in the points, but after that first night, it kind of got out of reach. Um, Donnie Schatz had a very good Friday night to, you know, lead into Saturday and hopefully give him some momentum. That ended up not being the case because of a bad restart. Um,
Yep.
but again, when you have that many cars there too, I mean, you're gonna have a lot of guys that are gonna go home. So
Yeah. Yeah. Speak of shots, that one night, Christ, was that Saturday night? He passed. It felt like a gajillion race cars.
Friday night.
Was that
Because
he
Friday
went
night was his good night.
15th to third, I believe, 11th to third, whatever it
He
was,
went 10-3 that night.
10 to 3. Yeah. So in his interview, he kind of just said the other thing, and we're not breaking any news, but he did say he'll be back next year. Just stay tuned for what he's got going.
Yep.
So definitely not hanging up the helmet by any means either.
No, for sure. Guys that ended up having pretty good showings. Sheldon Hanshield obviously coming off of what was his last race with the Stenhouse Marshall team.
Yeah.
Spencer Baston, the new driver of that team, ended up finishing fourth on Saturday. Brett Marks had a good showing. Obviously, Rico, he finished first, second, and second
Yeah.
for the week, so he had a good showing. And then Colford obviously ends up winning the whole thing on Saturday night. Um, yeah, cool little joint. I had a blast while I was there. The Super Dirt Car Series put on a good showing as well. Pretty interesting cars. I think the only reason I wasn't so interested is because there's very northeast east.
Yeah.
They don't venture over here at all, honestly.
Right.
So Fan Midway was awesome. Had a ton of things going on throughout there. Um,
We never did get an ice cream rating though, by the way.
oh, ice cream was like you never give a 10 out of 10 on stuff, but that was like 9.5 out of 10.
So backstory, I call him one morning. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I can't actually believe it. We got an ice cream truck at the racetrack. I go, dude, you got to try it out. So
I did go online. Yep, I did just before I went to the grandstands. Cookies and cream was the option of choice.
good call.
That's what I went with. Nice little dish.
Yep. That's a pretty safe decision.
So, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Cool.
Chicken tenders actually weren't half bad.
All right.
They were pretty good. Burger, I got the one in the pits because it was $2 cheaper to get the one in the pits.
Good call.
Should have gotten the other one.
Oh. Oh, that's not good. So what I'm hearing, it wasn't a Madison burger.
Was not. Oh, dude, no. This is like half a Madison burger, literally.
And they weren't Dell's chicken strips either.
No, they were like literally this thing was a half of a Madison burger.
Perfect.
Um, pits were interesting too. 'Cause obviously, they had the sprint cars up top because obviously they got to push them off, so they got to be able to kind of line them up and get them pushed. But then across the service road, and I guess it's one of their parking areas, I'm assuming, for the track, uh, was where they had the late models and modifieds at. So,
Nice.
very easy to get around. Midway, like I said, was a blast. They had all the souvenir trailers out there. I passed the Hoffman door, I don't know about how many times, and stared that thing up and down.
Yep.
I'm still debating if I'm going to regret not getting that door or not.
Probably. You're just
What
gonna
makes it worse is that was that World 100 door, so is that blue chrome.
Yep. Yeah, you're
Was it
just gonna
still
sit here
there
and think
Saturday
about it.
night or no?
Say what?
Was it still there Saturday night?
Oh yeah, it went the entire week.
Wow.
That's
Yep.
actually kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought I was gonna say. Yeah,
Usually-
an event like that.
things
Usually, I
up.
mean, at Cedar Lake, it's like the first time you lay eyes on it. It feels like it's a split decision. It's either now or never.
Yep.
Because you never know if you walk past it, you might come back 30 minutes later and somebody swiped that thing up already.
Like I did the 1 year.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, so he had that one there. He had that pink numbered one. And then I think he had one of his regular ones there as well. But I actually ended up, since we're talking about it.
Oh boy. Hopefully this is what I think it is.
I just got the mini one.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Yeah, and then you can do what I do. If you just take like 2 thumbtacks, you can get it up on the wall. Yeah. Yep.
So I actually have Velcro strips.
Oh, that'll work too. Yep.
And do it that way.
So you did get a Hoffman door.
I guess yes.
Yep.
And then I'm flattening it out right now, but I got a poster of the trading cards. So they came out. Actually, they have two series of World Outlaws trading cards.
Yep.
I got the poster of the first series they produced, signed by everybody. Got actual Bill Bailout trading cards, and then I got a couple programs.
Solid.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
No, and then obviously when I was there too, I hit a bunch of the race shops up as well. Great time over there. Hall of Fame was a blast as well. But obviously I was there for the racing, and I will say that the racing did not disappoint. Highly recommend going to the World Finals. Like it's a whole different feeling. Like I think the first time that you guys went to the USA Nationals, or really when we all went to the USA Nationals, like
Yep.
that's an amazing experience. But I think you could multiply what Charlotte was.
Oh, I can just imagine.
And that's a crown jewel event, hands down.
Nice.
So, no, overall great racing, champions all crowned, got down to the track for championship celebration too. So just overall great time. Loved it out there.
Cool. When we do some off-season stuff, we're gonna have to dive into the race shop tours, and you'll have to, when we get to an off-season conversation, we'll have to dive into the race shops a little bit more. Talking about some of the places that you visited.
Yeah.
So, but cool. Any final thoughts? I guess we do have a couple champs we can like officially announce now, I would imagine. Bobby Pearson's second World of Outlaw Championship, World of Outlaw late models. David Gravel wins the sprint cars. Kyle Cummins wins the USAC sprint cars, and then Jacob Denny is your Extreme Outlaw midgets. So those are a handful of champs that we.
I'm gonna bring up one more here just because they were out there. Matt Williamson was your big block champ. So.
Yep. Nice. So, yeah, cool deal. Like I said, we'll dive into the race shop thing a little more once we get to the off season.
All right.
Okay. Jumping ahead here, we got a handful of news, probably 3 or 4 different little tidbits from each of us that we kind of found notable for the racing weekend. So This is your weekly news atop the pit box, and I will fire away with the first couple. In Midwest Tour, ASA Midwest Tour news, I think this kind of came as a surprise to us. Alex Gilhart will take the reins as the series director. He'll be taking over for Greg McCarnes, who notably ran the series for the last 11 seasons. In terms of the traditional super late model specials, McCarnes will still handle the promotion side of that. And I think that statement more so relates to his ownership at Madison International. So, yeah, Alex has got a lot of experience at a lot of different places. So I think it'll be cool to see kind of what his twist and spin looks for the series. So,
Yep, and it's not like he's taken over a good ship. So,
yeah, and honestly, that wasn't going to just be anybody. It was going to be very directed as to where that was headed. So, yeah, cool news for us up here. Speaking of another tour, UARA and Ricky Brooks announced that the Rattler 250 at South Alabama, that will be in March, will now pay $50,050.50 to win in 2026. Why the 5 zeros, 5 in the zeros? It's the 50th running of the event. So 50, 50, 50 for the payday on that deal. And then again, in some surprising news, I think it's now the O'Reilly Auto Parts series. I got to get that right now. Corey Day, full-time for Hendrick Motorsports, and Adam Wall will crew chief that car. So Hendrick going back to racing full-time in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series next year with Corey Day. So that's what I got for you today.
I'll go ahead and grab these next two here, or next couple. Young's Motorsports expands to a 2-car operation for the O'Reilly series next year as Ryan Ellis joins the team. I believe I saw in quotes on a multi-year deal. And then the number 42 car, still TBD yet. So stay tuned for plans on that. In the truck series, coming off a Final Four run, Tyler Ankrum announces he will return to Bill McAnally Racing in 2026. And correct me if I'm wrong, I saw Luna will carry the majority of the sponsorship for almost all the races there.
Yep.
Then also, Cup side of things here, Trackhouse Racing announced some number changes. I think as we kind of all expected. Chastain will stay in the 1. Zilish will move to the 88. And then SVG will drive to the 97, which he drove in supercars. And if you haven't seen that video of the number reveals, gets pretty choked up on what the number 97 means to him. So cool thing for him and for that team as they continue to look to 2026. And then I did have one other one I just saw. Was scrolling here, seeing if I had any news. The old madman, Gary Madsen, announced he is returning to Vermeer Motorsports in the 55 machine, and he is going to chase the World Outlaws National Tour next year.
I did not see that, so that's actually pretty cool.
That is fresh off the press. I think probably in the last 15 minutes, Flo announced that. So
gotcha. Yeah, because he always ran he ran with that team always at Knoxville as a weekly competitor there.
Yep.
Nope, sure enough, there it is right there. Bingo.
Just showing you guys, this is why you listen to our podcast for the most latest and greatest breaking racing news. We always got your back.
Speaking of sprint car racing and who's running the World Outlaws next year, Shark Racing announced that Ashton Torgerson and that iconic 1A will be running with the World Outlaws next year. Most notably, they ran with the High Limit Series last year. And being that it's Torgerson's first year, he will be running for Rookie of the Year title for the Wu Gang. So both of Shark Racing's cars will be, tentatively, we believe, Schuhart will stay with World Outlaws, but it looks like both of them will be back on the World Outlaws side of things. Jumping back to the NASCAR Cup side of things, Jimmy Johnson announced that he will be putting in an entry for himself at the San Diego race at the naval base of Coronado. He's also going to try and find a Trucks and O'Reilly race to run there to run the entire week.
Yep. Yeah, I'd be curious to see. I mean, it's a cool event. I think
Oh, yeah.
just being on the naval base and that whole deal it'll be a spectacle in itself. That is for sure.
Yep. And then finally, in the late model stock car scene, Doug Barnes Jr. says he will not return to the Lee Pullman Performance Team. I'll probably end up returning to his own 88 and kind of running his own equipment next year. So I think the other one that I forgot to add in here, Parker Retzloff going to Viking Motorsports.
Oh yeah, in the '99, the seat that was driven by
Di Benedetto.
Matt DiBenedetto. Yes, correct.
Yep. So throwing that one in there as well.
Yeah, good call. I don't know, I missed that one, but
that's
yeah.
all I had. Otherwise,
cool. That wraps up your news for the week. As we kind of recap the previous week, I guess we got the Wheelman of the week, and we're going to see who's going to take that crown for the week. I'll just kind of rattle these three off, and we'll go ahead and vote. We got 3 nominations for the most part. Dawson Sutton gets his dominating hometown win with the ASA Stars National Tour for the All-American 400. Jonathan Davenport, as we had mentioned earlier, wins 2 of the 3 nights with the World of Outlaws at the World Finals. And then Jacob Denny wins the final night of the Extreme Outlaw Midget, scheduled to secure the championship. So you got 3 drivers and 3 votes.
I feel like we're only going to need 2.
Well, Cam's is going to be so obvious, just tugging on his heartstrings. Go ahead.
Come on. Give me the Fast 49. Give me Superman. Going down there, and anytime he can put a little smackdown on the old BP 32, can't help but smile and appreciate that.
Where are you going? Are you going the same thing?
Yeah, JD.
So that is our first 3-time winner of the Wheelman.
Oh, is he really?
Yep.
Oh, hey, look at that.
So JD, Wheelman of the Week, winning 2 of 3 with the World of Outlaws. First 3-timer.
Real quick, I know we bash Bobby Pierce a little bit, right? I did get a laugh out of his comment of saying that he got lapped and still got confetti in his ass in the same night.
Well, correct.
I had to chuckle at that.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
So
JD, first 3-time winner. That's wild. That is wild.
I should have kept track on when we did the other ones. I'm sure I could go back and figure it out.
Yep. But let's speak of figuring it out. Let's see what we got on the schedule for this coming weekend. We're going to figure out what we're watching. So I'll give this first chunk to you, Cam. You're kind of firing away. I think this is right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, so the USAC Midgets, they're going to begin their West Coast swing as they begin to wrap up their season. They're going to be at Placerville for the Hangtown 100 on Friday and Saturday. Most notably, this is kind of that swing that teams start prepping for the Chili Bowl. As many drivers and teams start getting paired up during this swing to kind of get comfortable with each other and figure things out. On the USAC midget side of things, being that their season's still running, Cannon McIntosh leads Justin Grant by a mere 12 points. Kevin Thomas Jr. is back by 70, with the Extreme Outlaw Midgets champ Jacob Denny back by 72. I mentioned that this is an opportunity for teams and drivers to get kind of comfortable with each other again, or just get comfortable with a midget car again. Kyle Larson, Corey Day, Buddy Colford, Carson Macedo, Santino Ferrucci on the IndyCar side. Just a few outside, quote unquote, entries planning to run at least the Hangtown 100 this weekend. So,
yeah, for sure. Cam, I see you got a couple races you plugged into the schedule. What you got for us?
nope, you're still muted, bud.
Right on, mute yourself there, pal.
Sorry. As always, we're coming in here with some dirt super late model racing and just talking about old BP 32. But we got Flow Racing Night in America, Sonoya Raceway Friday and Saturday for the 5th annual Peach State Classic. Bobby Pierce currently leads the points. JD is 48 back. Ricky Thornton Jr. is 96, and Hudson O'Neal is 132 back. So the series last raced on September 11th, and honestly, this is, I think, the last two big races for dirt super late models for the year. So can catch all that action live on Flow before I shouldn't say the last one for the year, because we're officially about a month out from the old dome action. So
yeah. That kind of wraps up. Those are the couple of races we got our eyes on for the coming weekend. If you've got a race that you want us to keep our eyes on, shoot that to us either in the comments or in direct messages on our social medias. So we're always up to try something new. See what might come of a new race for the weekend. So we don't really even have the traditional race picks this week, do we?
Not really.
It's going to be kind of tough to pick.
I was to say, I think maybe our next one that we'd pick on is maybe the Bigley. Otherwise, I think it would be Snowball and Dome.
Yep. We're kind of, the races are getting fewer, but the importance is growing.
Yep.
So,
I mean, Cam is really pulling away when it comes to race pick points. So, he probably doesn't want to pick any because it would keep his lead, but.
Yep.
No, it's just hammer down, man. Hammer down all the time. So I'll keep picking and then keep extending that lead. So
I won fantasy, so that's works for me.
Well, that wraps up the 107th episode of the Tuesday Track Talk. Again, if you haven't seen it, go back and check out the interview with Brandon. We're glad he took his time to come hang out with us for 40-ish minutes and talk about his racing season. If you have drivers or officials or anybody that you would like us to chat with, be sure to let us know. We're starting to schedule out what our off season is going to look like. So if you've got suggestions, don't be afraid to shoot them over to us. As always, as we mentioned, if your track is still open or if they're still racing or if you can get to the racetrack, please do to support them. But until then, we'll see you all next week for another edition of the Tuesday Track Talk podcast.